back to Supercoder Kid. Today, we're going to create a classic, drumroll please, Pong game. That's right, the game that makes you feel like a table tennis pro without leaving your chair. So grab your virtual paddles and let's get started. All right, Supercoders, it's time to bring our paddle to life in our Pong game. Our paddle is going to be the superstar that keeps the ball bouncing back. Let's get started. Let's add our paddle sprite first. But wait, we need to make it move left and right. Here's where the fun begins. First, grab the block from the events category that says when green flag clicked. Now let's try to move the paddle. We'll add a block from the motion category that says set X to mouse X. The mouse X block is from the sensing category, and it will let our paddle follow where the mouse goes. Okay, let's find out. Click that green flag. Uh-oh! The paddle only moved once, and then it just sat there like it's in a game of freeze tag. Looks like we need to add that forever loop to keep it moving. Now, let's add the forever loop. So we'll drag out a block from the control category that says forever and place our set X to mouse X block inside it. This way, our paddle will keep moving as long as the game is running. Let's click the green flag again and see what happens now. Woohoo! Look at that! The paddle is now following your mouse like a little puppy on a leash. It's time to introduce our bouncing ball. This little buddy is ready to make some magic happen. Let's start by making our ball move. First, we'll drag out a Move 10 Steps block from the motion category. Now, let's put this block inside a forever loop from the control category so our ball keeps moving continuously. Let's click the green flag and see what happens. Oh no! The ball just gets stuck at the edge of the screen like it's glued there. It's not bouncing at all. To fix this, we need to make our ball bounce off the edges. Let's add an If on Edge bounce block from the motion category. We'll put this inside our forever loop as well. Let's click that green flag again. Yay! The ball is bouncing off the walls now. But wait, it's still just moving in a straight line. We want it to be more lively and unpredictable. To make our ball move all around, we need to add a point in direction 45 block from the motion category. This block tells the ball to move at a 45-degree angle, making it go off in a fun direction. Time to test this out. Click the green flag one more time. Wow, look at that ball go! It's bouncing all over the place like it's at a party. All right, Supercoders, now it's time to make our ball interact with the paddle. This is where the fun really begins. We want our ball to bounce off the paddle when they touch, so let's start by dragging out an If block from the control category. Inside this block, we'll add the touching paddle block from the sensing category. Now, we want the ball to bounce off. Let's add a turn 180 degrees block from the motion category. This block tells our ball to flip around and go in the opposite direction whenever it touches the paddle. But hold on, we also need it to keep moving after turning. Let's add a Move 10 Steps block from the motion category right after the turn block. Let's click the green flag and see what happens. Oh! The ball does turn around, but it's only reacting when it touches the paddle. We want it to keep bouncing even after that. To make this work seamlessly, we should put everything inside a forever loop from the control category. This way, the ball will constantly check if it's touching the paddle. Now, let's click that green flag again. Yay! The ball bounces off the paddle every time. It's like a mini tennis match in here. Uh-oh! What happens if you miss? Let's make sure we have a game over line. We want to add a line at the bottom of the screen that says game over when the ball touches it. So let's first pick a line sprite from the library. Once we have our line sprite, now we need to tell the game what to do when the ball touches this line. So let's add another If block from the control category to check for collisions with our line. Inside this If block, we'll use the touching line block from the sensing category. This will check if our ball hits the game over line. Now, when the ball touches the line, we want it to stop everything. Let's add a Stop All block from the control category inside the If statement. This tells our game to pause when the ball hits the line. Now, we need to tell the game what to do when the ball touches this line. So let's add a Forever block from the control category to continuously check for collisions with our line. Boom, the game stops. Now players know it's time to take a break. Now, let's keep track of how many points you score. create a variable called score. Now, we need to display our score on the screen. Let's use the set score to 0 block right at the beginning of our game. Now, we want to add points to our score whenever the ball touches the paddle. Let's use an if block to check if the ball is touching the paddle. Change score by 1 can be added after this. Hooray! Every time the ball touches the paddle, the score goes up by 1. Are you ready to level up? Let's add a new level to our game. Before we jump into the code, let's make sure we start with our first backdrop at the beginning of the game. Drag out when green flag clicked. Next, we'll add switch backdrop to first backdrop. Now, we need to check the score continuously and change the backdrop once the score goes over 5. This will add excitement to our game. Grab the wait until condition block. In the condition, we'll check if the score is greater than 5. After the wait condition, we'll add switch backdrop to next backdrop. Boom! Once you score more than 5, the backdrop changes. And that's a wrap, super coders. You've created an epic Pong game with bouncing balls, a dancing paddle, and a thrilling game over line. Remember, coding is all about experimenting and having fun. So keep trying, keep learning, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your awesome games in the comments. Happy coding, and see you next time.